Hello everyone. In this video, I want to show you how to use the Megascans blend material with Unreal Engine 5 and specifically how you can customize it to get the exact look that you want. So the Megascans blend material works really well right out of the box. You can prepare some really good looking surfaces with blended materials like for example here I am putting some moss on this wall or spraying some dirt on these on the wall. But how to use the blend material with your own meshes? So for example, I got this very nice looking rock from Sketchfab, and it looks really nice in my water scene here. But my reference here tells me that a rock, when sitting in the water, it gathers some algae and these salt formations of which really look dry form up on the rock. And I need to create it on my mesh so that it looks realistic. And luckily, the Megascans blend material can help me here, and I don't have to create it by myself. So let's start. First thing that I want to mention is that this blend material only works on meshes. So it won't work with the landscape in Unreal Engine. And I wish that I knew this before and it would have saved me about 30 minutes of my life. So I will pull up this test level that I have for this, and I just have a simple static plane in it. And to show you the density of polygons on this plane, let's fire a blender and show you the wireframe. So as you can see, it's not very dense, but still it has a high number of vertices, and these are necessary for the blend material to work because it uses the vertex color as the blend mask for its materials. Next, you want to go to the Megascans Bridge tab in Unreal Engine and look for some surfaces that you want to use for your blend. And I already have some surfaces downloaded that I can use to show you how it works. And here they are. And from here, what you want to do is you can click one of the materials and then click this settings button to open up this Megascans menu. And this is really bad UX design from Megascans because this menu is not specific to any one material and you need it to create a blend material from your level. So to hide it in this button, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So don't close it, but uh, and go back to your test level. And before I forget, you also need to add these materials to your level. I already did that, but you can do it by using this add button or from this blue arrow as well. So let's see where are these materials present. They should be in this Megascans, and to quickly show them, you can use this filter system in the content browser in Unreal. So as these will be as material instances, you can add a filter for material instance, and it will quickly just show all the material instances in this folder hierarchy. So you can just show the one in the surfaces and then find them. And it will take some time that Unreal generates the thumbnails for me. So now that I can see them, what I want is that I want this cobblestone texture as the first layer, and then I want to add some moss over it, and then some mud or the dry soil as well. And I need to select these materials in the order that I want them to apply them in the blend material. So let's do that now. And then I can go to this tab that I opened, and then I can create material blend, but I need to give it a path in my contents and a name. So let's just make a test name, blend material test uh, blending. After we have clicked the create material blend, we can find it in the path we specified. So it was in the MS blend materials, and here it is. And we can quickly open it up to see how it looks. So it has a lot of parameters that you can use to customize it. So basically these are the layers that we selected for it. So first is the cobblestone layers, and all the textures are set up here. Then is the middle layer, and then is the top layer with the dry soil textures. It also has a puddle layer that can be used to create puddles of water, which can make your scene look very realistic. Uh, and you can also adjust each of the layer in terms of its brightness, or you can also tint the albedo map a little bit to change the color as you want. So let's start with how we can use it for our mesh. So we can directly apply it to the mesh, and by default it only shows the base layer that we selected, which was the cobblestones. Uh, and now we can paint the other layers on it and uh, customize how they get blended in it. So we need to go to the mesh painting mode here, or you can also use Shift 4 to quickly switch to it. Select paint, and these channels represent the layers that we want to paint. So if we want to paint the middle layer, which was the mossy layer, so then we need to paint into the red channels. So we can turn the other two channels off, and we need to change the swap the paint color to black, and maybe we can increase the size of the brush a bit, decrease the strength a little bit, and we can start now. So you can see that it's painting, but it doesn't look very realistic at the moment because it's just painting everywhere. And we want it to only show up in some certain areas, like these small crevices between the stones, where normally moss will grow. So let's open up our material parameters to adjust it. So to adjust the blending between the base layer and the middle layer, we can use these controls, which are base middle layer blend controls, and then play around with these parameters. So let me increase the blend amount a little bit. So normally in my case, a value above 3 or 4 usually works. And then I also need to adjust the contrast, and that's more like it. Now you can see that it's giving a more natural looking effect. Can play with the fall off a little bit. And if I invert blend, it will make it invert so that it appears on the stones instead of in the crevices. But I don't want this effect at the moment. So this looks nice. Let me just decrease the contrast. And now I can continue painting and it will work as I want. I can also increase the tiling of these stones, because I think they are too big at the moment. So turn on the adjustment for the base layer, and in the base layer, let's find where are the settings for tiling. Here it is. So let's turn this on and increase tiling to 2. Oh, that's too small, so let's decrease it to 1.4. That looks okay. So let's add some dirt onto the bricks. So for that we need to paint into the green channel and just paint it directly. And in the same way, it's just painting it all over the place at the moment. And to adjust it, we need to adjust the top layer blend controls and just increase the blend amount, contrast. So I don't want it to appear too much and everywhere. So, and I just want it to appear more on the bricks. And I want to change the brightness for the bricks. For that, I need to, so it's already, yeah. And then for the, where is it? Here is the brightness. Sometimes you need to save it. And then maybe make the, change the color of the dirt as well. So let's turn the adjustment for the top layer. Decrease the saturation. In the end, I want to add a puddle somewhere. So for that, I want to color into the blue channel. And let's decrease the size of the brush. And somewhere here maybe. So it quickly adds some kind of a puddle. And we can then also play around with its setting, like the opacity of the liquid. And there's also this height, but I guess it only works when you have displacement enabled. You can change the Fresnel power, which will change how the liquid reflects the environment, the roughness, and maybe I want to change the color a bit and make it more on the muddy uh, side. So maybe doesn't look so good. But yeah, you get the idea. So now I want to show you how can you use these blend materials on your own mesh, which has your own materials or textures. So the idea is to use the same Megascans blend material using the Megascan materials and then swap out the textures for the base material with the textures from your own mesh. So let's create a material quickly. So I want this moss on the middle layer and this dry rock on the top layer. And for the base layer, I can just select any material. And let's bring my menu from Megascans and let's create my material blend. Let's name it blend material rock and just see if the materials were, just to be sure, let's select them once again and create blend material. So it created the blend material here and I can apply it to the rock and it has the wrong textures. So let's fix this. Open up the material uh, on the mesh and just quickly swap these textures on the base layer. So let's find the textures from our rock, which are here in this folder. So let's swap the albedo and the normal and the roughness. Now we can paint our layers. So let's select paint. Remember to use this black color and paint in the red channel. The brush size is too small, so let's increase it a little bit. And now we can paint some moss and algae on our rock. And it will paint according to the vertices on your original mesh. So it will probably not work straight out of the box, so you might have to adjust the vertices a little bit. But it seems to kind of work for this mesh. And let's also pull up the reference to see how it looks. Okay, let's paint this dry area and decrease the size of the brush. And now we can adjust it a little bit in the material to make it blend a little bit better. Okay, maybe add a little bit more moss here, and you can use the white color to erase it. And I want to make this middle layer look a bit wet, so let's decrease the overall roughness for it. So decrease it to 0.2, and yeah, so it has some shine on it so that it looks a bit wet. And maybe add some more of this dry stuff here. So that's it. So if you have any comments or questions, please write them below. And until next time, goodbye.